All right, so let's go on to the next question. The next question is actually a set of questions. Okay, and we'll discuss them now step by step. The main chunk of the question says, if if A is to B is 4 is to 3, find the value of the following. Okay, now I want you to pause the video for like a few seconds or at least 1 or 2 minutes and try to figure out the answers for all these questions. Okay, and then we will discuss. Okay, so let's discuss this particular question. It is given that A is to B is 4 is to 3. Okay, now conventionally solving ratios questions, guys, what we do is we assume a common multiple. So let's say the common multiple is equal to K. That means A ka value becomes 4K and B ka value becomes 3K. Okay, and now in the question, okay, or in these questions, wherever you have A and B, we substitute the values and then we check. Okay, so for the first question, we substitute A as 4K, B as 3K. You have 4 into 4K plus 3 into 3K divide by 4 into 4K minus 3 into 3K. All right. Now, guys, 4 into 4K is nothing but 16K. Okay, this part here. And the next term, 3 into 3K is nothing but 9K. So, upar niche we have 16K plus 9K, 25K. And niche 25, sorry, 16 minus 9, 7K. The K gets cancelled. We have a unique, distinct answer, 25 by 7. That is the answer for the very first question here, 25 divided by 7. Okay. Now, if you observe carefully, guys, in this question, the K ka term got cancelled upar niche. And why did that happen? In the question, okay, the powers of A and B are same throughout. If you observe carefully here in this question, okay, the values of A and B ka power are same throughout. A raised to 1 hai, B raised to 1. Okay, A raised to 1, B raised to 1 throughout. So whatever value of like the terms we have at the end, jo bhi K ka term aata hai, it gets cancelled out because the powers are same, right? So whenever you have such questions, okay, these equations or these expressions are called as homogeneous expressions. Okay, homogeneous expressions mein yahi hoga. Okay, please check the spelling also. I'm not very sure about this, but it's called homogeneous. Okay, in homogeneous expressions, the power of the variable is constant. It's same throughout. So for such questions, we have a quick shortcut. Next time you come across such a question, it's a homogeneous expression. Find the value, substitute A ka value as 4 and B ka value as 3, and you will directly get the answer. Okay, you understood the logic also now that the K ka term will eventually get cancelled out. So makes no difference. Okay. Now, for the remaining questions, we have problem. Okay, in all of these questions, the powers of A and B are not same. Okay, and such expressions are basically called as heterogeneous. Okay, all these three here, all these three questions here, okay, they consist of heterogeneous equations or expressions. Okay, in heterogeneous expressions, we need to be slightly careful. Okay, and we can't play along putting A as 4K, A as 4 and B as 3. No. Okay, just substitute A as 4K and B as 3K. Apna answer automatically aa jayega thodi der mein. Okay, so let's solve the second question here. Okay, we put A as 4K. We put B as 3K. Oh, sorry. Second question फिर से लेते हैं. All right, so let's solve the second question now. Okay, we'll put A as 4K, B as 3K. So we have 4 into 4K square plus 3 into 3K square upon 4A minus 3B we have found pehle, right? 7K in the previous question, right? So this is nothing but 4 into 16K square, 64K square, 3 into 9K square, 27K square. Yahan pe we have 64K square. Adding them, we have 91K square upon 7K, K cancel, 7 1s are 7 13s are, your answer is 13K. So is my answer equal to 13? Should I write it here? No, the answer is cannot be determined. Okay, the issue is we have ourselves assumed the common multiple as K, right? That means it's a variable that we have assigned. Okay, but the answer is coming out in terms of that variable. Since we cannot determine the value of this variable, we cannot determine the answer as well. So the answer is cannot be determined. Okay, now observing this question, you might be tempted to believe that the answer for the next question also is cannot be determined. That's not so. Let's check it out. Okay, So in the next question, if you substitute a is equal to 4k and b is equal to 3k, we already have the value of the numerator 91k square from the previous question, right? And denominator is 3a minus 4b. So 3a into 4k, 3 into 4k, और दूसरा term आएगा 4 into 3k. 3 into 4k is 12. 4 minus 3k also is 12k, right? So 12 minus 12 is 0. Here the answer is 91k square upon 0. Anything upon 0, you guessed it right. The answer is not defined. Okay. All right. Now looking at these two questions, B and C, you might be tempted to believe कि fourth वाले का answer B में से कुछ तो एक होगा, या तो CBD if not defined. That's not so again. Okay. And to observe that, we already found the numerator का value in the first question. 4a plus 3b, it's 25k. And here the numerator is 9a square. 9 into a square. A is 4k, so a square is 16k square. Minus 16 into b is 3k. B square is 9k square. Okay, so 16 into 9 is 144k square. 144k square minus 144k square. The answer is 0 upon 25k. 0 upon any real number except 0 is 0. Are we getting this? So please be really careful while solving these questions. Okay, these questions have 4 potential answers. You may either have a definitive value like the very first one we solved here, 25 by 7. You may have the answer as CBD because the expression is heterogeneous, like the second one. Okay, you may have the answer as not defined since niche 0 aega. You may also land up with 0 as the answer. Okay, so please be really careful. Okay, so this is one of the questions from a particular mock series. I don't remember, a long time back. Okay, so a really good question, a very simple one if you understand the theorem of equal ratios. If d minus e upon f minus g equals to 5 and d minus f upon e minus g equals to 6, then what can be the value of d minus g upon e minus f? Okay, now we simply use the theorem of equal ratios and see how life becomes very easy. Okay, d minus e upon f minus g is equal to 5. This could mean d upon f is equal to e upon g is equal to 5, right? Okay, and then you might have applied the theorem of equal ratios to get d minus e upon f minus g, right? Similarly, you can write d upon e is equal to f upon g is equal to 6. Okay, now what people do is they try to write all the terms in terms all the variables here in term of only one. So people try to write all the terms, all the values here d, e, and f in terms of g. Okay, we'll do that also. We'll also see a much shorter way to do that. So let's say if you compare these two, you'll get f is equal to 6g, and you will get d is equal to 6 times e. Okay, from here you get e is equal to 5 times g. Substitute here, you will get d is equal to 6 into 5g, which is 30g. So substitute d equals to 30g, f equal to 6g, e is equal to 5g in this given equation, and you will have your answer. Let's see, 30g minus g upon 5g minus 6g. 30g minus g is 29g upon 5g minus 6g is minus 1g. G cancel, the answer is minus 29. Okay, that is one way to solve the question, guys. The other way, as I said, is you write it this way: d upon f is equal to e upon g is equal to 5, and this equation you write it as d upon e is equal to f upon g is equal to 6. Now for both of them, you just assume g is equal to 1 and see life becomes so easy. Okay, if you take g is equal to 1, f is 6 times g from this equation, f is equal to 6. E is 5 times g from this equation, e is equal to 5. Substitute the value of d in any of these two equations. D is 6 times e. 6 into 5 is 30. Khatam. It's that easy now. So I am asked to find the value of 30 minus 1 upon 5 minus 6 minus 29.